Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam Weko and I am an 18-year-old from East London Kids Beach. I am a matric pupil from St. Christopher's Private School Kids Beach. And I opened this YouTube channel because I wanted us to talk about and discuss izinto that affect teenagers on a daily basis. And it's called Teenagers Couch because I feel like I want this to be a safe space for teenagers to talk about izinto that they've gone through, and others to take pointers and understand that they are not alone in this. Other people have gone through it, so other people are still going through it, and yeah, have a point of reference. Ubani has done it before, and maybe I can do it too. So basically today I just wanted us to talk about sexual harassment, and because I feel like this is not something that we talk about regularly, or something that we talk about freely, because of how fragile it is and how much and how sensitive it is, and how people take it, because sometimes you get blamed for being sexually harassed. You are the victim, but you'll get blamed when a victim or izinto ezinjalo. So I just wanted to share my story with regards lento sizothetha ngayo, and also point out a few things. So yeah, I actually posted about this the other day on Facebook, um about how I have experienced sexual harassment, and I never talk about it. I'm very loud about izinto ezininzi, but never about that. And I think it's because of how it is viewed by society, especially where I live. So if you talk about izinto ezinjalo, people have nasty comments, and they're directed at you, the victim, and never the perpetrator. So yeah, I wanted to share my story with that. um okay, so I shared in the Urbana, when I was 3, I when I was 3, I experienced, I was almost raped by a neighbor. um we were basically playing, our neighbor had kids the same age as me, and I had gone to play there, and one of the neighbor's sons, which was basically my friend's uncle, took me into his room, the back room, and just as he was about to penetrate me, thank God, my granny entered the room and stopped that. And it was never something that was taken to, he was never taken to account for it, it was something that was just discussed within the family, and they decided that they weren't going to do anything about it, because they wanted to keep the peace between the families. Yabo ingabi into ethethisayo, because izobe ifuna amapolisa ibe yiloo nto inde, and almost abantu abadala, and wanting to keep the peace within the areas abahlala kuzo. So it was basically just, yeah, yathethwa isikhaya. There's this phrase that black people use, and I think it setyenziswa amaXhosa uba into mayithethwe isikhaya wethu ingabe isiya kumaphandle. So it was basically loo nto ke, and yaphelela apho. And my mom told me about it, and I don't know how old I was, and I didn't take I didn't take it to heart, because I was still young at the time I was being told about it, and I didn't care really. And at the time I hadn't experienced the sexual harassment that I've experienced now, and it's only getting to me now that I've experienced other forms of sexual harassment, and it gets back to me ba lanto yayenzekile, So as a plus size person, because ndimkhulu mna umzimba. So yeah, as a plus size person, I've always been viewed as bandimdala, even at a young age, because of how big I was. People would not mistake me as bandimdala, but they would just take it as ba injalo. And I experienced a lot of sexual harassment from everyone, everywhere I go, basically. And I remember one incident back, I think it was in grade 9, and a transport driver of mine had come to take me from my house. I was late that day, and he went to school and then came back to fetch me, but he didn't take me to school that day. He went to a bushy path, and he said that he's fetching someone who's going to the same place where I was going, so we just had to go that route because he wasn't going back to go fetch the person. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm already late, so it's cool. And he as he was going through that path, he just stopped in the middle of nowhere and demanded that I kiss him or get out of the car, because he knew, but I wouldn't get out the car because we're basically in the middle of nowhere and Zoama Ngantoni. And he tried to force me to kiss him, and I didn't do it. I was like, it's fine, you can drop me off here, but you're going to have to account for it because my mom knows that dithathwe nguwe ekhaya. So if I didn't get to school, then there's only one person who will know where I am, And he was very angry, guys. And nangoku ndandiyithetha loo nto leyo, I was very scared because anything could have happened. I was in the middle of nowhere with a stranger that wanted to kiss me forcefully, and it was a very risky thing to say, but ndangazazi uba ndizothini. So he took me to school. He took me to school and he didn't talk to me. And the following day, he didn't come to fetch me from my house. He stopped. He basically stopped being a transport driver I am, and I had to find other means of transport to school, to and from school. And I was cool with it, because bengaziba comfortable kulaa moto, bengaziba comfortable, and at the same time bengazukwazi uxelela uyi-explaina endlini uba kutheni ndingasafuni ukhwela phayana and stuff. So it was really going to be a big issue. So I was kind of relieved when he stopped taking me to school. And guys, it's not just that. Like, I get comments all the time from people ndithi ndisahamba endleleni, and people will be like, yo, amathanga yelo ngaske unifake like, there's this one time I was at shop and I wanted to uba ndikhuphe imali empokothweni, and I put my phone between my thighs so that ndizophatha ezinto endiziphetheyo and also take out the money. And this one guy was like, yo, ngase ndibe yiloo phone undifake phakathi kaloo mathanga. And I was like, I don't understand what goes on in yomntu when they make such commentary, because I'm sure Lamdwe has sisters, they have a mom, they have cousins, girl cousins, they even have female friends, and I don't know if they'd be cool with it, if that happened to someone they were close to. But ke ingqondo aziphakelani. I don't know, man, guys, but I feel like lento yenzeka to the extent uba we sort of get used to it. And I'm saying this because I don't like it, but sendiyiqhelile, because it happens so often that I don't even, like, I get offended, but not to a point where I'm defensive about it, because akho mntu uzandithethelela, even if usendithetha mna kuzothiwa hayi kudala kuzothiwa ucinga fanisa uba wena abantu bazothini if unxiba ushoti. So people expect us to accommodate abantu that sexually harass us by not provoking them, as they say. It's really difficult, and I'm speaking from a view of ohlala ezilalini, and you guys can imagine the ignorance that I am surrounded with, both from parents and my peers. Wonke umuntu ucinga ngehlobo elifanayo apha uba if ureyichiwe, then ingxaki ibikuwe, bekutheni wena, why were you at that certain place at that certain time, why were you wearing that certain clothing item, and yiloo nto nje oko. So yeah, guys, man, sexual harassment is a big issue like that we don't talk about. And I remember we were talking about it in class the other day, and people were laughing about it. People were laughing about it, and being a who was serious, and people said some offensive commentary and izinto ezikrokrisayo, and I was quite shocked about people like if people my age, and guys, I'm 18, and most of grade 12 pupils are 17, 18, low age group. And if we think ngelo hlobo, then how much more abantu abadala who are the actual perpetrators of le harassment, yabo. Icacile mos, but it's not just bona, it also comes from our peers and people that are exposed to le knowledge of knowing uba irongo lento. Even though beyazi, they still do it. So basically ngoku, it's not even a matter of ignorance, it's a matter of a personality trait. Umntu yena ucinga ntoni. It all goes back to londo all the time. The minute you know uba into it's wrong and you still do it, you can never now account it to it being, illegal or wrong. It's always about when you did it knowing, so you wanted to do it. It's what you do into yakho, you can always attribute it to a personality trait yomntu. And guys, it's frightening. It's frightening into yobana every single day when you talk to a guy, you might be talking to a potential rapist, a potential pedophile, because we live with these people. Like, I'm thinking as I'm saying this, but now there is a man who is my mom's friend's husband, and sometimes ndiye ndithunywe kulo mzi. My mom will ask me to go fetch something from a friend, and sometimes ndifike itsho mkamama ingekho, ndifike kumyeni wakhe, and la tata always makes like a really uncomfortable commentary. And he's got two girls, he's got two girls, and the other one is actually my age. She is my age, and guys, I don't understand. Uyenza kum la tata lanto, uyenza kum, and mnandi intanga yomntana wakhe. So guys, if umntu can do that to guys like otata bethu, le nto ayenziwanga nangabantu abakude, yenziwa ngootata bethu, our brothers, our uncles, our classmates, even our teachers do these things on a daily basis, and we don't know because ayenzeki kuthi. And guys, it's so hurtful that even when people do disclose, and they do come forward, because this and this happened to me and this person did it, we don't believe them, because we know this person. Uba show uqiniseke uba ndiyamazi utata soze yenze loo nto leyo, okanye ndiyamazi ubani akayo-rapist, uyathanda udlala ngelo hlobo. Siyabathethelela abantu esingabaziyo, because until umntu does it phambi kwakho, if wena ucinga loo nto uba until umntu ayenze phambi kwakho into, that's only then that you're going to believe them, then you end for a big surprise, because big people do big things behind our backs, and they come back and they act like angels, and Tina, we are only like narrow-minded, sicinga fanisa uba nguye lo phambi kwam, kanti we don't know, guys, we don't know. And mna i-mentality yam ithi, if someone would ever report anyone, any male that is in my life for rape, I would believe the victim until it is proven that this person is innocent. I believe the victim, because we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We only know what these people want us to know about them, and we don't know how they act around other people. And it's very it's very naive of us to think that banjena napina, because we know people lie. We know bana they do things unimaginable, ezingafaniyo nabo. Kunyaniseka ukuthiwa akho ndifana namntu, akho ndifana namntu nyhani, guys. So this is just me saying, guys, if you have been through a sexual harassment, you have been raped, you have gone through into enjalo, you know someone who's gone through it, please believe that person. And if you are a victim that was never believed, please know that I believe you, Mna, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. It has nothing to do with anything that you did or wore that day. It's entirely the perpetrator's fault. You know, they were at fault. They are the one that wronged you, and you have every single right to be angry at them. You have every single right to do anything, to report, you know. And I know ba sesiripotile ke amapolisa, they don't believe us. Iqala phayana ke ba asibhiliveki, so iripotile, you know, so ripotile akho nto ehambile okanye ingahambeli kwindawo icase yakho, because these people are connected, especially if uraped ngumuntu of a high profile. These people are connected, they bribe, they do things, and uzibone seyinguwe lo ngathi urongo ngokuba uretshelwe ntoni, you know. But I just wanted to say that, guys, we're here, you know, and we understand, we've been through these things, and there's someone out there who might have gone through the same experience that you have, and they've overcome it. And if when you think you can't, you can, you definitely can. Anyways, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification button so that when I post another video, you get a notification. Thank you. Bye.